We know very little other than the fact that it's a 2-count indictment, and it was filed under seal in federal court last month in Tennessee. So this is something that the administration has known about in terms of this approach for some time, knowing that the administration had gone to great lengths to try to speak to the reputation and background of this man who they say deserved to be sent away, not only deported, but to that CCOP prison in El Salvador. They're accusing him of taking part in a conspiracy that lasts the better part of a decade to move undocumented migrants, illegal immigrants, from Texas into the interior of the country. This indictment apparently refers to the domestic transport of thousands of non-citizens, including some children, including as well members of the MS-13 gang. If you're with us on YouTube right now, you see this moment when Chris Van Hollen, the senator Democrat from Maryland, went all the way down to that prison to meet with Abrego Garcia. He wanted him to come home. Guys, this is not exactly, I think, how he wanted to see it happen.
Yeah, I'm a little confused, Joe, because I thought the administration said we can't bring him home or weren't willing to bring him home. Obviously, this is not a great way to come home. But I'm just curious why this has happened or what we're hearing about it.
Well, they've obviously been cooking this up. And, Tim mentioned at about 3:45, about 10 minutes from now, East Coast time, we will be hearing from Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, on this. So I'm sure we'll shed a lot more light on it. But you're right. Even after being compelled by the Supreme Court, Carol, who said that the administration must facilitate, was the word the court used, the return of Abrego Garcia, the White House said it wasn't possible. They actually didn't have the means to get him. And the president of El Salvador said the same. So it is an interesting moment to consider that he's on his way home suddenly, and an indictment that's been sitting around for about a month.
Right.
The politics of this, you mentioned U.S. Senator Chris Van Hollen of Maryland, and we showed the picture there moments ago. There was a time just a few weeks ago that his case was really brought up as a cause of, I think, many people on the left. And it wasn't necessarily that they were proclaiming his innocence, but they were saying this is a guy who deserves his day in court. What are the political implications around these charges?
It's true. This was a case of due process, that even if, in fact, this ended with his deportation, the idea was that he would get a hearing, much like any of the individuals who were sent out of the country unknowingly to this maximum security prison in El Salvador. And this is why the administration pushed back so hard on that image. The White House even admitted that he was mistakenly deported. But they've also gone to great lengths to suggest that he deserved. They even put forth an arrest record from years ago in Prince George's County, Maryland, knowing as well that he was not convicted on charges. So, look, we're going to have to hear from the Attorney General. She's going to have some questions to answer here. But, yes, this became a cause célèbre for many Democrats to suggest the senator went all the way down there to hold that event. It was concluded by a grand welcome at the airport here with a round of applause and a news conference. I'll be curious to see what he says now.
Hey, Joe, before we pivot to U.S.-China relations, I want to ask you, though, so I guess on one hand, great, he's going to get his day in court, which is something that is a part of the American fabric when it comes to due processing. At the same time, and I hate to be asking this, and I can't believe I'm asking, but will he get a fair day in court?
Your guess is as good as mine. We're going to be talking to legal analysts about this as well, and I'm not the person who should be answering that question. We haven't even heard from the Attorney General yet. This will be enlightening when we hear from Pam Bondi, and it's something that I'm sure we'll be learning a bit about on Truth Social as well. But let's get him back first. Let's see what kind of representation he has and what the process will be.